Faith is often seen as an internal belief system, something personal and intangible that resides in the heart and mind. While this is true, the true power of faith is realized when it is translated into action. Beliefs alone do not create transformation in our lives. What brings those beliefs to life is how we live them out every day. Living out one's faith is not just about holding certain convictions or doctrines. It's about demonstrating those beliefs through tangible actions. Connecting faith with action is essential for leading a life that is not only meaningful, but also impactful, both to ourselves and to those around us. When faith is translated into action, it becomes a guide for how we interact with others, approach challenges, and make decisions. It helps us become the people we are called to be, by shaping our responses, our attitudes, and the way we contribute to the world. The ability to integrate faith into every part of life doesn't just strengthen our connection to our beliefs. It also influences how we engage with our environment, transforming us into active participants in a greater purpose. Faith should influence every aspect of our daily living. It is not a compartmentalized part of life, only relevant when we are in church, prayer, or moments of personal reflection. Instead, faith should guide how we treat others, make decisions, and face challenges. In moments of uncertainty, faith offers clarity. In moments of hardship, it provides hope and strength. By integrating faith into our daily routines, we are reminded to live with purpose, integrity, and compassion. Faith becomes a moral compass that helps us navigate life's complexities. It influences how we interact with family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers. In our actions, faith leads us to make choices that align with love, justice, kindness, and respect. It also serves as a source of emotional stability, providing peace of mind during stress and resilience in the face of difficulties. Ultimately, it offers the strength to persevere when challenges arise, reminding us that we are never alone and that we can always rely on a higher power for guidance and strength. This article will explore how faith can be practically integrated into daily life. We will discuss how actions can reflect spiritual beliefs, providing real-world examples of how individuals can intentionally live out their faith in meaningful ways. By connecting faith with action, we can move from simply believing to actively living according to our beliefs, creating a life that is purposeful, impactful, and in alignment with a higher calling. In doing so, we transform not only ourselves, but also contribute positively to the lives of those around us. Faith serves as the bedrock upon which we build our lives, and its power is most evident when it is transformed into action. To live with faith means that we do not merely believe in something higher than ourselves. We actively allow that belief to guide the way we live and interact with the world. Faith provides a framework for how we approach life, shaping our values, decisions, and actions. It serves as a constant reminder that our lives are not purely driven by personal desires or worldly desires, but by a higher purpose that aligns with divine will. Living with faith means recognizing that everything we do is influenced by our belief in God's plan. Every action, every choice, and every decision should be motivated by our trust in that plan. Faith reminds us that life is not a random sequence of events but is part of a divine purpose. When we allow our faith to direct our actions, we no longer act merely out of self-interest, but out of a sense of duty and love toward others and toward God. For example, in difficult situations or moments of temptation, faith provides a moral compass, urging us to choose what is right rather than what may be easier or more convenient. It helps us see beyond the immediate satisfaction of our desires, guiding us to think about the long-term consequences of our choices. When we approach life through the lens of faith, our actions are not driven by momentary impulses, but by a desire to honor God, to serve others, and to live out the values He has instilled in us. This foundational faith enables us to stay grounded and unwavering in the face of life's challenges. Whether we are facing personal setbacks, professional hurdles, or relational struggles, faith provides the strength to move forward with purpose, conviction, and trust that we are part of a larger, divine plan. The strength that comes from faith helps us remain steadfast and courageous, even when we do not fully understand the journey ahead. Faith plays an integral role in how we make decisions on a daily basis. The choices we make, whether they are small, everyday decisions or larger, life-altering ones, are deeply influenced by the beliefs we hold. A person who lives by faith will constantly evaluate their decisions through the lens of their spiritual values, such as honesty, kindness, justice, love, and compassion. This leads to a life that reflects divine values, where decisions are not made out of self-interest, but out of the desire to honor God and serve others. In everyday situations, faith acts as a guide to align our choices with what is morally and spiritually correct. For instance, in professional settings, faith can guide us to act with integrity and fairness, even when shortcuts might seem tempting. In personal relationships, faith encourages us to show kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, instead of harboring resentment or making decisions based on ego. In moments of difficulty or doubt, our faith empowers us to trust that God will provide the guidance and wisdom we need, and it gives us the strength to make decisions that align with our true values. Making decisions rooted in faith requires intentionality. It requires taking the time to reflect on our beliefs and asking ourselves how our decisions align with the teachings of our faith. It requires making choices that are not just based on convenience, emotion, or temporary pleasure, but ones that bring us closer to fulfilling our purpose. Faith gives us the courage to make decisions that may be difficult, uncomfortable, or countercultural, but are ultimately the right choices in alignment with divine principles. Moreover, decision-making in faith teaches us to be patient and trust in God's timing. Often, we may want immediate results or quick solutions. However, faith teaches us that some decisions require time, prayer, and reflection. Through faith, we learn to trust that God's plan will unfold at the right time, even when things do not make sense in the moment. This patient trust in God's perfect timing helps us avoid rash decisions that are driven by impatience or anxiety, and instead make thoughtful, deliberate choices that align with our faith. One of the most powerful sources of guidance for living out our faith through action is found in religious texts. In Christianity, the Bible provides clear teachings on how we should act in various situations. From the Old Testament to the New Testament, the Bible offers a roadmap for how to live a life that is pleasing to God, emphasizing principles such as justice, compassion, honesty, and service to others. For example, in James 2:26, we are told that faith without works is dead. This passage highlights a crucial principle in Christian teachings. While faith is important, it must be accompanied by action. True faith is not passive. It is active and evident in the way we live our lives. A faith that does not translate into tangible action is incomplete. God calls us to embody our beliefs through our behavior, demonstrating His love and teachings through our actions. It is through works, whether it's helping the less fortunate, standing up for justice, or simply showing kindness, that our faith becomes visible to the world around us. In Matthew 25-35:40, Jesus teaches the importance of helping others in need, stating, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in." This passage illustrates how faith calls us to act with compassion toward others. It is not enough to have faith in God if we are not willing to serve others in His name. Through action, we express our love for God and demonstrate that His love has transformed our hearts. Similarly, the Bible emphasizes the importance of forgiveness, mercy, and humility. Matthew 6:14-15 states, "For if you forgive men when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive men their sins, your Father will not forgive your sins." This teaching underscores that our faith is not just about believing in God, but also about how we relate to others. Forgiveness and mercy are central to living out one's faith, and our actions must reflect the grace and love we've received from God. Scriptural teachings provide practical guidance on how to live out faith in all aspects of life, whether it's acting with kindness, fighting for justice, or serving others, the Bible provides a clear blueprint for how our actions should align with our beliefs. By applying these teachings in our daily lives, we fulfill our spiritual calling and honor God through our actions. Faith plays a vital role in shaping how we interact with others, influencing our relationships with family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers. One of the most profound ways to live out our faith is through our treatment of others. Faith calls us to demonstrate empathy, kindness, patience, and forgiveness, qualities that help build strong, compassionate relationships and foster a sense of community. Empathy and compassion. Faith encourages us to put ourselves in the shoes of others, to understand their struggles, and to offer support when needed. Jesus' command to love your neighbor as yourself, Matthew 22:39, is a call to respond with compassion in our interactions. Empathy involves not just listening, but truly understanding and sharing in the emotions and needs of those around us. For instance, when a friend is struggling with a personal loss, living out our faith means offering a compassionate ear, being present, and offering comfort, whether through words or actions. Forgiveness. One of the most challenging aspects of faith is forgiveness. Yet, it is also one of the clearest ways to live out our beliefs. The Bible tells us in Ephesians 4:32, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you." Living out our faith means being willing to forgive others, even when it is difficult. Holding on to grudges or resentment can create division and bitterness, but forgiveness heals relationships and mirrors the grace we have received from God. Whether it's forgiving a loved one who has wronged us, or letting go of bitterness in a workplace conflict, forgiveness is an essential part of living a faith-centered life. Patience. Faith teaches us patience in dealing with others. In our fast-paced, demanding world, it's easy to become frustrated with others, whether it's in our personal relationships or in professional settings. Yet, living out our faith means practicing patience, understanding that everyone is on their own journey and that we all have our own struggles. The Apostle Paul reminds us in Colossians 3:13, "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you." Patience allows for growth in relationships, giving room for understanding and compassion. Service to others. A key part of living out faith is actively serving others. In Matthew 25:35-40, Jesus explains that when we serve others, we are serving Him. Acts of kindness, such as helping a neighbor with groceries, volunteering at a local shelter, or supporting someone in need, are tangible ways to put faith into action. Faith calls us not just to look inward, but outward, to see and meet the needs of those around us. By serving others, we reflect God's love and demonstrate that we are willing to follow His example in caring for the world He created. Through our interactions with others, faith teaches us that love, forgiveness, patience, and service are not just ideals but actionable behaviors that should guide every relationship. Living out our faith means acting with empathy, showing patience, forgiving freely, and serving humbly, demonstrating God's love through our actions. Faith does not only apply to religious or spiritual activities, it should be integrated into all aspects of life, including how we approach work and daily tasks. Whether we are at home, in school, or at our workplace, faith can guide our actions, ensuring that our work aligns with our values and serves a higher purpose. Integrity in the workplace. Living out our faith means upholding integrity in every area of our work. Whether in business, teaching, healthcare, or any other profession, honesty and ethical behavior should be our standard. Faith encourages us to do what is right, even when no one is watching. For example, a business owner can live out their faith by treating employees fairly, offering good wages, and creating an environment of respect. In any profession, doing our best work and acting with honesty reflect the values of faith. Proverbs 12:1 reminds us, "Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid." Living with integrity not only benefits others but also honors God. Diligence in daily tasks. Faith teaches us to approach even the most mundane tasks with dedication and commitment. From cleaning the house to completing a work project, these everyday tasks can be seen as acts of service to God. Colossians 3:23 tells us, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." This mindset transforms everyday activities into opportunities to honor God. Whether you're handling your family responsibilities, studying for an exam, or completing an office task, viewing your work as a form of worship allows you to live out your faith through diligence and hard work. Commitment to excellence. Faith calls us to excellence, not in the pursuit of personal recognition, but in the desire to honor God with the work we do. It encourages us to give our best in everything we do, striving for quality and seeking to improve. This is not about perfection, but about doing things with the right heart and attitude. Even small tasks, done with attention and care, can become significant when viewed through the lens of faith. Whether it's making a meal for your family or handling a customer's complaint with respect, these moments are opportunities to reflect your values. Serving through our work. Many of us may not think of our jobs as service, but when we view our work through the lens of faith, we recognize that what we do can serve others. Teachers serve their students by imparting knowledge and guidance. Doctors and nurses serve their patients with compassion and care. Even administrative roles serve by ensuring that the wheels of a company or organization run smoothly. In Matthew 20:28, Jesus says, "The Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve." When we adopt this servant mindset, our work becomes a calling and an opportunity to serve others, reflecting God's love and purpose in the workplace. Life is filled with challenges, and how we respond to adversity reveals the depth of our faith. Faith does not promise that life will be free from hardship, but it offers the strength to persevere through it. In fact, some of the most profound demonstrations of faith occur in the midst of trials. Perseverance in difficult times. Faith encourages perseverance, even when things seem overwhelming. Whether facing financial hardships, health issues, or personal loss, faith empowers us to keep moving forward, trusting that God is with us in our struggles. In Romans 5:3-4, Paul writes, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope." Faith teaches us that adversity is not wasted. It produces growth, resilience, and a deeper understanding of God's purpose in our lives. Trust in God's plan. When facing difficulties, faith encourages us to trust that God has a purpose for our suffering and that He is in control. Jeremiah 29:11 reminds us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future." This trust in God's plan provides peace amidst uncertainty, helping us navigate through hard times with a sense of assurance that God is working in and through our lives, even in our struggles. Hope in the face of challenges. Faith provides hope in times of hardship, reminding us that difficulties are temporary and that God's promises remain steadfast. In 2 Corinthians 4:17, Paul writes, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." Faith allows us to see beyond our present challenges, holding on to the hope that God is using our trials to build us up, preparing us for greater purposes ahead. This hope empowers us to continue on, knowing that we are not alone, and that there is a greater plan unfolding through our adversity. In difficult times, faith becomes a lifeline, an anchor that keeps us grounded, hopeful, and determined to keep moving forward. It's in these moments of hardship that our faith is tested and refined, and when we emerge from these trials, we often find ourselves stronger and more resilient, with a deeper trust in God's provision and timing. Living out faith through action brings about profound personal transformation. Faith, when actively demonstrated in everyday life, doesn't just remain an abstract belief, but becomes a force that shapes our character and guides our actions. The process of translating belief into action fosters spiritual growth, emotional maturity, and a deeper connection with God. Faith is meant to transform us from the inside out. As individuals begin to put their faith into practice, whether through acts of kindness, patience, service, or forgiveness, they experience personal growth. The daily commitment to live according to one's beliefs forces individuals to continuously evaluate and align their actions with their values, gradually refining their character. For instance, someone who consistently practices forgiveness, as faith calls us to do, is transformed emotionally. Instead of holding on to resentment, they develop a heart of compassion and humility. By choosing to forgive, they begin to see the world through a more gracious lens, experiencing personal healing in the process. Through these actions, faith nurtures emotional maturity, as it challenges us to act not on fleeting emotions, but on the enduring principles of love and forgiveness. Additionally, living out faith leads to spiritual growth. As we engage in actions rooted in faith, we develop a deeper understanding of God's love and teachings. For example, regularly serving others allows us to experience the heart of God's compassion and gives us a more profound understanding of His love for humanity. Through service, we become more aligned with the heart of Christ, deepening our relationship with Him. The more we live out our faith, the closer we draw to God, and the more our character reflects His nature. This personal transformation is not an overnight process. It is a journey. But through consistent action, rooted in faith, individuals experience steady spiritual growth that gradually shapes their thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors. Living out faith in action becomes a way of life, a practice that continually transforms the believer, aligning them with God's will and purpose for their life. One of the most powerful impacts of living faith through action is the influence it has on those around us. Our actions, motivated by faith, can serve as a living testimony to others. By demonstrating love, compassion, patience, and integrity in the way we interact with others, we inspire those around us to reflect on their own beliefs and actions. This section explores the ripple effect of living faith, illustrating how individual actions, when rooted in faith, can positively impact communities and inspire collective change. The Bible speaks of being a light to the world, and when we live out our faith, we embody this role. In Matthew 5:14-16, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world." A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. Our actions rooted in faith become a beacon of hope, drawing others to God's love and grace. When we act in alignment with our faith, it naturally influences others, whether we realize it or not. For example, by showing kindness and generosity, we set an example for others to do the same. Acts of service, even small ones, can create a ripple effect that inspires others to live with the same love and generosity. One individual's decision to act out of faith can lead to a larger community of individuals who also choose to live in alignment with those values. Think about the profound influence of someone like Mother Teresa, who dedicated her life to serving the poor and marginalized. Her actions, driven by deep faith, continue to inspire millions of people around the world to serve others selflessly. This is the ripple effect of living faith through action. When we act out of love, others see the power of faith in action and are encouraged to do the same. Furthermore, when we live out our faith, we create opportunities for others to see God at work in our lives. In times of crisis or hardship, when we respond with faith, patience, and hope, we not only demonstrate the strength of our beliefs, but also become sources of encouragement for others who may be struggling. People notice when we face adversity with grace and strength, and it causes them to ask questions about our source of peace and confidence. Our faith-driven actions lead to conversations, relationships, and opportunities to share the hope we have in Christ. Living out our faith doesn't just impact individuals in isolation, it can lead to broader social change. Through collective action, communities can be transformed. Whether it's a group of people coming together to fight for justice, serve the poor, or support those in need, the power of living faith through action has the potential to change the world around us. Faith, when actively lived, becomes a collective force for good in the community, inspiring and motivating others to join in the work of God's kingdom. Faith-driven actions infuse life with purpose and meaning. When we live according to the values of our faith, our actions become part of a greater mission. This mission is not only about achieving personal success or accumulating wealth, it is about serving others, making a positive difference in the world, and fulfilling the divine calling God has placed on our lives. A life of purpose is centered on the idea that we are not just living for ourselves, but for the greater good of others and the glory of God. Faith brings clarity to life's purpose. When individuals live with faith, they understand that their lives are meant to contribute to something bigger than themselves. Their actions, no matter how small, are aligned with God's greater plan. For example, someone who works in healthcare may see their work as more than just a job, but as a calling to care for others and offer healing. A teacher, guided by faith, views their role as a chance to invest in the lives of students. Not just to teach academic subjects, but to shape character, instill values, and serve as a positive influence. Faith-driven actions also give us a deeper sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. When we live in alignment with our values and purpose, we experience greater contentment, knowing that our efforts are contributing to something that transcends ourselves. In Colossians 3:23, the Apostle Paul writes, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." This reminds us that everything we do, whether in our careers, relationships, or personal pursuits, should be done with purpose and dedication as an offering to God. Moreover, when our actions are motivated by faith, they reflect our understanding of our true identity and mission in life. We are called to serve, love, and make a difference in the world around us. And living out our faith allows us to fulfill this calling. Whether we are working in our community, supporting a cause, or helping those in need, each action becomes a meaningful part of God's larger plan. A life of purpose, driven by faith, gives us direction and motivation even when life becomes difficult or uncertain. It provides clarity about what really matters and empowers us to pursue a higher calling. Whether it's helping others, growing in our personal faith, or making a positive impact in society, through faith-driven actions, our daily lives take on greater significance as we actively participate in God's work on earth. In conclusion, living out faith through action has a profound impact on both the individual and the world around them. Faith-driven actions lead to personal transformation, helping individuals grow spiritually, emotionally, and in their connection with God. These actions inspire and influence others, creating a ripple effect that extends beyond personal relationships to transform communities and society. Moreover, living according to our faith provides a sense of purpose and direction, helping us align our lives with God's mission. As we embody our faith in every action, we not only live more meaningful lives, but also contribute to the greater good of the world, fulfilling the higher purpose we were created for. Faith is a powerful force that should guide and shape our daily actions. By understanding faith as a foundation for action, we can ensure that our beliefs are not just theoretical concepts, but living practices. Living out our faith in relationships, work, and adversity transforms these areas of life, allowing us to reflect God's love, justice, and compassion. When we align our actions with our spiritual beliefs, we become part of something greater than ourselves, fulfilling a higher purpose that goes beyond daily tasks and routines. Moreover, we recognize that our actions can have a profound impact on others, inspiring, encouraging, and motivating them to live out their own faith. Living out faith through action is essential for leading a life that truly reflects our spiritual beliefs. It is not always easy, and it requires intentionality and effort. However, the results are powerful: personal growth, a positive influence on those around us, and a deeper sense of purpose. Our faith becomes not just a source of personal comfort but a transformative force in the world. When we act according to our beliefs, we allow God's love to shine through us, and we become vessels of change in our families, workplaces, and communities. Take the first step toward connecting your faith with your daily actions. Whether through kindness, integrity, or perseverance, let your faith be visible in all that you do. Start today by reflecting on how your actions align with your beliefs, and make a commitment to live out your faith in practical ways. In doing so, you will experience the fulfillment that comes from living a purpose-driven life, while also inspiring others to do the same. Let your actions speak louder than words, and become a living testimony of the power of faith in everyday life.